Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's story. We are going to learn about one of the smartest people who ever lived. His name is Albert Einstein. Do you know who he is? Maybe you have heard his name before. But today, we will talk about his life and how he changed the world. Albert Einstein was born in 1879, a long time ago. He was born in a city called Ulm in Germany. But did you know that Albert wasn't always a great student? He didn't like school very much when he was young. Some people thought he was slow, but they were wrong. Albert was just different. Let's see why. Early life. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879. His family was not very rich. His father, Hermann Einstein, worked with electricity, and his mother, Pauline, was a musician. They didn't have much money, but they were very smart people. When Albert was a little boy, he had a lot of questions. He looked at things and thought, why is the sky blue? Why does the sun rise in the morning? These questions made him very curious. He loved to ask questions, even if the answers were not easy to find. But when Albert was younger, he didn't speak a lot. He took his time. People thought he was quiet, but he was really thinking a lot in his mind. His school years. As Albert grew older, he went to school. But school wasn't always easy for him. Sometimes he didn't like the strict teachers. They made students follow rules without asking questions. Albert didn't like that. He thought it was better to ask questions and think for yourself. But there were some things Albert liked about school, especially math and science. These subjects made him excited. Albert did very well in math. He loved numbers. He loved solving problems. He could do big math problems in his head. But in other subjects, like history, he didn't like to study as much. He was different from the other students, and that was okay. Being different is sometimes what makes you special. Becoming young scientist. When Albert finished school, he decided to become a scientist. He wanted to learn more about the world. So Albert went to a university in Zurich, Switzerland. He studied very hard there, but he still had problems with finding a job after he graduated. Albert worked in a small office, a place called the Swiss Patent Office. He looked at inventions that people sent to the office. He looked at ideas for new machines. But while he worked, he didn't stop thinking. He thought about space, time, and how everything in the world works. In 1905, Albert wrote 4 big ideas, and they changed everything. These ideas helped us understand how the world works. One of these ideas is called the theory of relativity. This theory tells us that space and time are connected in ways we can't see. The famous equation. One of the most famous things Albert Einstein ever did was his equation. E equals mc squared. This is a very important idea in science. What does this equation mean? It means that energy and mass are connected. E stands for energy, M stands for mass, and c is the speed of light, the fastest thing in the universe. Albert's equation says that even a small amount of mass can have a lot of energy. Imagine a small piece of paper. It's small, right? But if you could turn that paper into energy, it could be very powerful. This idea helped scientists understand how the sun works and how we can make energy. It also changed the way we think about the world. People were amazed by this idea, and Albert became very famous. But this was just the beginning of his big ideas. Moving to America. After Albert's big discoveries, something very bad happened in Germany. A man named Adolf Hitler became the leader. Hitler didn't like Jewish people, and Albert was Jewish. Albert knew that he was not safe in Germany anymore. So in 1933, he moved to the United States to stay safe. Even though Albert loved his country, he had to leave. He went to America and started a new life there. He accepted a job at a university in New Jersey. in a town called Princeton. He didn't stop working on new ideas. In America, Albert was safe, and he could continue doing what he loved: thinking and teaching. His life in America. Albert spent many years in America. He worked at a place called the Institute for Advanced Study. It was a special place where the best minds in science came together to think about new ideas. Albert had many new ideas, but he also spent time teaching others. He was a kind teacher. He wanted people to think about the world and ask big questions. Albert also cared a lot about peace and helping others. He wanted to make the world better. He said that we should try to live in peace and never fight. He wrote letters and spoke about the importance of kindness and understanding. Even though he was famous, Albert never forgot about the important things: love, kindness, and curiosity. He always said that learning never stops. You should keep asking questions and never stop searching for answers. The legacy. Albert Einstein did many great things in his life. His work helped us understand how the world works. His ideas changed how we think about space, time, and even energy. Today, we use many of his ideas in technology. For example, the GPS system in our phones uses his ideas to work correctly. Isn't that amazing? Albert also helped people understand that science is not just about facts. It's about asking questions. It's about being curious. He taught us to think big, to ask hard questions, and never stop learning. Overall, Albert Einstein was a very special person. He didn't just change science, he changed the way we think. He showed us that it's okay to be different. It's okay to ask questions and to never stop being curious. We can all learn from his life. Remember, like Albert, you can be curious. You can ask questions and think about the world in new ways. Who knows? Maybe you will change the world someday too. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning about Albert Einstein and his amazing life. Don't forget to keep asking questions and learning every day. See you next time with more amazing stories about the people who changed the world. Goodbye.